Hey all, we're back again, and in this video, I would like to focus on what's called the morning offering. For those of you who don't know what that is, I think this could be a really helpful spiritual practice for all of us during the time that we're living. And why do I say that? Well, because the morning offering is essentially a way of entrusting your whole day to Jesus. You're literally placing the whole day. You're giving him everything. You're putting it in God's hands. And it's called the morning offering because this is a little prayer that you say right at the beginning of the day. As soon as you wake up, you don't check your phone. You don't worry about all the things that you have to get done that day or what might happen or the decisions that you'll have to make. The very first thing you do is to entrust your day to Jesus. In the silence of those morning hours, to entrust it to him. And what that looks like, I'm going to share with you one version of the morning offering. There's a number of different kinds, but just to give you a sense of what we're talking about here. The prayer is, "O Jesus, through the Immaculate Heart of Mary, I offer you my prayers, works, joys, and sufferings of this day for all the intentions of your Sacred Heart, in union with the holy sacrifice of the Mass throughout the world, in reparation for my sins, for the intentions of all my relatives and friends, and in particular for the intentions of the Holy Father. Amen." So you see how quick that was? Very simple. You pray it as soon as you wake up, and it's extremely consoling and encouraging and very spiritually helpful and strengthening, because what you're doing is, again, you're placing everything in God's hands. You're entrusting yourself, your family, your decisions, your obstacles, your highs and lows of that day, your relationships, your conversations, everything. You're placing everything in God's hands, trusting that he's going to provide, trusting that he is going to work through all of those things and bring about greater good in the end, even through the obstacles and the setbacks and the sufferings you might experience in that present day. So again, given the crisis we're experiencing, a great spiritual practice. And just to really hit that home for us, I want to borrow and sort of tweak an analogy that's used by G.K. Chesterton. He talks about the difference between children playing outside in an area that's fenced in versus an area that has no fence at all. It's just wide open. And he says, consider this: which one allows the children to play with greater freedom? The one scenario where they're all fenced in, or the one where there's no fence at all? The modern notion of freedom would say, well, no fence at all. They should be able to just do whatever they want. But really, if you think about this analogy, it's actually going to be the scenario where they're fenced in. And Chesterton explains it's because even though there's those boundaries there, the children are safe. They have the freedom to roam about and play and not to have to worry about the looming danger beyond the fence. Whereas in the other situation, that danger is wide open, so to speak. So again, I'm sharing that and sort of tweaking in such a way as I think it could apply to this capacity that we have as Christians, as baptized Christians, as Catholics, to consecrate our day to the Lord, to entrust ourselves in our day to the Lord. Because when we do, there might be a tendency or a temptation to think, well, I'm giving up something. This is going to restrict my freedom. This is going to restrict my happiness, right? Because I'm giving something up to the Lord. But the reality is, the truth is, the more we entrust to him, the greater freedom we experience, the greater surge of happiness we receive, because if he really is an infinitely good God, if he's goodness itself, he's going to provide. He's going to bring about greater good, even from tragedy, even from suffering, even when it doesn't seem possible. even when it doesn't seem like that good will ever come. And that's the great benefit of the morning offering is as soon as we get up, before we do anything else, we're entrusting our day to the Lord, trusting that in His providence and His goodness, He's going to provide for us in everything we need that day. God bless you all, and know of my prayers.